What's going on, YouTube family? This your man Pristine, back with another video. Welcome to another unboxing. Here before you, I've got the highly anticipated LG V60 ThinQ 5G. Now, for me, I was very excited to get my hands on this device because last year I slept on the V50, mainly because I believe that it was a Verizon exclusive and I could not understand why that was the case. I could be wrong about that, but I swear I've never seen the V50 at any other the carriers besides Verizon, and I just wasn't really a big fan of that. But you guys know I love LG products. I've reviewed several LG devices. If you don't believe me, just go back and check my catalog. And with that said, I don't want you guys to get it twisted into believing that if I have positive thoughts and views about the V60 here, that there's a bias. You know, if there are things about LG products that I dislike, I will gladly state those things. Some of you have made comments in the comment section on previous LG devices that I've done reviews on, saying ridiculous things like, you know, how much is LG paying me and so forth and blah, blah, blah. I've never received a check of any form or fashion from LG. That'd be nice, but I kudos them because I really am a big fan of their products and I don't think that they get the credit that they deserve. All right. Now, here we are in early 2020. And now the V60 is upon us, and we're living in that day and age where, you know, for a lot of flagship devices, we're paying no less than $1,000. I mean, so, you know, not too long before, you know, $1,000 price tag, you know, we were kind of scarfing at, you know, but now that just seems to be the norm, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, you know, these price inflations just continue to go up. And so now we're starting to see phones, you know, $1,300, $1,400, $1,500. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these foldable phones coming out, $2,000, $1,700. You know, I think the Mate X, if you want to buy that outright, it's like $2,400 to $2,600, right? That's like what it is. You know what I mean? I mean, so much to a point to where when a phone comes out and it's just $1,000, it's just $999. Like, we think that that's a good deal. We're like, oh, it's just $999. You know what I'm saying? Because they got other models. They got plus models, or they got ultra models, you know what I mean, that are up, or that cost more than that. You know what I mean? So, another one of the things that is so intriguing about the V60 here was because, you know, they pulled the 42 fake, y'all. You know what I'm saying? They hit us with the okie doke, because once the phone was unveiled, after reading all the specifications, which are all the 2020 top-end specifications, one would think that this phone would be up in that $1,000, $1,100, $1,200, maybe $1,300 price range, you know, something like that. But LG, you know, they freaked us with the okie doke, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to and rest in peace to my man Stuart Scott, ESPN. You know what I'm saying? Freak kids with the okie doke. You know, LG hit us with the okie doke, hit us with the 42 fake, and they're like, no, we gonna go ahead and drop this V60 ThinQ 5G for $799. And if you want it with the dual screen, which is what this is, $899. So this premium package with the dual screen add-on attachment for under $1,000. LG's like, man, move over OnePlus. You know what I'm saying? We may get crowned the flagship killer in 2020. So without that, you know, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get to these specifications in typical pristine fashion. You guys know that I'm long-winded. You know that my unboxings are normally a while. So, you know, pull up a chair, get your popcorn, you know what I'm saying? Pour yourself a glass of wine, glass of juice, glass of water, whatever you get down. You know what I'm saying? If you're a smoker, you know what I'm saying? You know, cigarettes, weed, you know what I'm saying? Roll yourself a blunt, you know what I'm saying? And man, you know, pull up a chair, man, and let's get into this thing, man, because I'm about to take a deep dive into the LG V60. All right, quarantine content, y'all. Let's go now. And by the way, timestamps will be available in the description box. And so if you don't want to hear me ranting and raving for, you know, close to an hour or over an hour about the V60 here, you don't have to. Just drop down in the description in the description box and click on the timestamp that you want to see. and you can just view that particular aspect of the video. Or if you just want to jump around from different segments, you can do that too. All right. So just wanted to let you know that timestamps for the V60 ThinQ 5G is in the description. All right. All right. Now let's go. Now, for the display for the V60 here, we've got a 6.8 inch 1080 by 2460 P OLED display. All right. It's not a quad HD display. I know some people have grumbled about that. Does it need to be a quad HD display? Absolutely not. Okay, because I've seen several displays side by side by, a full 1080p HD, full HD plus panel right next to a quad HD display. I'm not pixel peeping, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, they all look good. You know what I'm saying? So I don't necessarily need a quad HD display. And I've seen several videos on this device before, and the screen to me is absolutely beautiful and stunning. Definitely not a need for a quad HD display. Now, that's just my personal opinion. Some of you guys may come and attack me for that. Some of you guys may be like, yo, Pristine, it's 2020. How could they not have a quad HD display? Well, yo, you know what I'm saying? For one, it's a beautiful 1080 P OLED display, $799. You know what I'm saying? With all them flagship specifications, features, and functions. Is a quad HD display really going to be your determining factor as to why you pass up this phone at this price point? Ponder on that. You know what I'm saying? That's food for thought while y'all do the damn dishes. All right. Now, let's go. We've got a 395 PPI pixel density. Okay, this screen is 83.6% screen to body ratio. We've got Corning Gorilla Glass 5 on the front, Corning Gorilla Glass 6 on the back. We've got an aluminum frame. This phone weighs about 218 grams. That's 7.69 ounces. This screen does support HDR10 Plus. We have an always on display, and this phone is 8.9 millimeters in thickness. Now, the internal specifications, the guts. We've got the Snapdragon 865 SoC, the system on a chip. Snapdragon 865, the new kid on the block in 2020. All right. We've got an octa-core CPU. We've got an Adreno 650 GPU. We've got 128 gigabytes of internal storage that can be expanded. And no, at the moment, I don't know what it can be expanded to. But make sure you hit that notifications bell, because following videos and more coverage that I do on the V60 here, I will have that information for you. Okay, we've got 8 gigabytes of RAM. All right, so this phone is a powerhouse. We're running Android 10 fresh out of the box. And I think LG's skin is Optimus UI, and I'm a huge fan of Optimus UI, if that's what LG is still calling their user interface. So yeah, I mean, Android 10 with all of its nuances and things. I mean, so that's good to see. Now, the cameras. Okay, on the rear, we've got a triple camera system setup here. We've got a 64 megapixel standard lens. We've got a 13 megapixel ultra wide lens, and we've got a 0.3 megapixel time of flight 3D depth sensor. On the front, we've got a 10 megapixel sensor that is f1.9 aperture, and that is a 30 millimeter standard lens, which, the features from the front camera supports HDR, 4K recording, and it has a gyro electronic image stabilization capabilities. The rear cameras, they have optical image stabilization. We can record 8K at 30 frames per second. We can record 4K at 30 or 60 frames per second. We can record 1080p and scale it all the way down to 720p if we like. And then some of the features that we have for the main camera, is we've got a 24-bit 192 kilohertz stereo sound recording. And we also have gyro electronic image stabilization as well. So we do have optical image and electronic image stabilization for the cameras. Okay, now, another thing that I want to remind you guys of is the V in the V60, or the V series period. That stands for video. So if you're a vlogger, if you're a YouTuber, and you just solely want to create great content, or you want to run your YouTube channel specifically off of a particular device, the V series devices are the devices to do that, because they're offering much more in the photo and videography departments that will give you more capabilities and the ability to do those things all just from a cell phone. So remember, the V for the V series stands for video. So if you're looking for that video monster, that video beast that's going to give you all the bells and whistles and the options that you need to create really good video content, then the LG V series devices are the one to go with, and this is their latest iteration. So yeah. Now, as far as the battery, we've got a big 5,000 milliamp hour non-removable battery. That is no surprise to me, because that's what we're seeing here in 2020. We're seeing a lot more flagship devices with bigger batteries. Shout out to my man Jay Will. I've been watching his videos about the V60, and he's been having a lot of positive things to say about the battery life on the V60. So I can't wait to crack it out of the box and do my own testing. But he's reported some crazy screen on times with the battery here on the V60. You know what I'm saying? So look for this thing to be a battery beast as well. Now, we do have fast charging. We've got quick charge 4.0 plus. We've got USB Type-C 3.1 with power delivery 2.0. And we do have wireless charging on board as well. Now, additional features, we've got Bluetooth 5.1, NFC, we've got FM radio only for the US models. We've got an under the display optical fingerprint sensor. We've got dual stereo speakers. So LG, they did away with the boombox speaker, the one where, it would sound good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just playing on its own. But then if you sat it on top of like a hollow surface of some sort, then it would just really enhance the sound. They did away with that, and they just gave us dual stereo speakers. All right. So that's a plus. That's cool. I'm happy about that. We do have the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack with that 32-bit hi-fi quad DAC. So for all of you people that still have headphones that you like to plug into your phone, you are going to get a critically unmatched audio experience. There's no device out there that has a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack that can top the 32-bit hi-fi quad DAC that is in the LG devices. So those of you that still like to use wired headphones and plug in, you should be falling to your knees right now, shouting out hallelujah, thanking the Lord for LG being one of the last ones to hang on to the 3.5 millimeter jack. All right. They got you covered. They got you covered. What a blessing it is. You know what I'm saying? And even if you're connecting just wireless Bluetooth, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it has an effect on the audio sound, even with wireless connections. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so just having that technology in the device is just a plus for everybody, whether you're using wired connections or not. All right. But if you do plug in with the wire, oh man, you are in for a treat. A treat. That don't even describe it. You just got to experience it. All right. Now, I think I mentioned earlier in the video, if I didn't, we've got 24-bit hi-fi audio recording always on display. This phone is IP68 water and dust resistant. And the two colors that you can get this phone in is classy blue, which is what this one is. And then there's classy white. Now, I wanted the classy white, but T-Mobile at the time, they didn't have it. And, everything is shut down. So it's not like you can go into a store and purchase these things. Everything is online, and being shipped to your address. You know what I'm saying? And at the time that I ordered this, some days ago, T-Mobile, they didn't have the white one in stock. And so here we are with the classy blue. All right, so now that I've talked your ear off about the specifications, let's go ahead and crack this bad boy out the bizox. All right, let's do this. Hold up. All right. Now, as you can see here, LG V60 Think 5G dual screen. So the dual screen enhancement is in the box there. And got the little unboxing knife right here. Let's take a look at the box here, just see if there's anything else. LG 4 gate Qualcomm Snapdragon. We've just got some serial numbers, IEMI information, all that jazz there. We got a little sticker there. LG Life's Good at the top of the box. On the bottom of the box, we've got nothing but LG V60 Thin Q, LG dual screen, and yeah, let's do this thing. All right, let's go ahead and cut that and that, and let's see what we got here. See how LG got this in here. Fingernail that joint. Okay, so here, ladies and gentlemen, is our dual screen attachment. Okay, we'll play with that a little later on. And let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Oh, come on, come on. Okay, here we go. So here is the V60. Oh, we got some plastic right there. Okay, let's go ahead and get that out of here. Boom. All right. Now, here we go. And I love the fact that LG always blesses us with one of these microfiber cleaning cloths to make sure that we're keeping our product nice and clean. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so here, as you can see, that's that classy blue. And oh, here we go. Very nice. We got some warning stickers there. Okay. I don't know why LG decided to put that on there. The battery is non-removable. I think we know that at this frame of the game, LG. But, you know, good looking out for the heads up for the people out there that need that little bit of information. Let's go ahead and get these little things peeled off here. All right. So here, ladies and gentlemen, is the LG V60 in all of its glory. Now we'll go ahead and turn it on, and I'll set it aside and let it power up. Figure we got some juice there, and we'll go through the rest of the inbox contents. Now, like I said, I got this from T-Mobile, so got a little SIM card there, which I do not need. Here we've got LG's promise to you. LG is committed to giving you peace of mind. We're so confident in the quality of our premium devices that along with the manufacturer's first-year limited warranty, we offer free second-year limited warranty coverage upon registration. Plus, enjoy a service experience that gets you replacement phone quickly. Dope. Okay, so yeah, so that's good to know. If something happens to your V60, then you are covered. Okay, that's good to know. Now, here is... we've got a SIM ejection tool right here. And what else we got up in here? Okay, so there's our SIM tool, V60 start guide, terms and conditions, privacy policy, limited warranty, all that jazz. All right, here is our Type-C adapter. And I see here we have Type-C to Type-C as opposed to the USB-A to Type-C. And here is our wall adapter. And I'm not exactly sure what the watt is on this. Certified USB fast charging. I'll find that out and I'll have that in an additional video. But that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, and then here, as I mentioned, is the dual screen, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so go ahead and unbox this as well. And my apologies for that little beeping. That's my Galaxy Active 2, because my homeboys are texting each other in a group chat and it keeps coming to me even though I've got nothing to do with that conversation, and it's kind of annoying, so I'm gonna have to turn that sound off. And yeah, I just have to beast mode this plastic real quick because it wasn't coming off. Boom. So here, ladies and gentlemen, is our dual screen. And we just got a little piece of foam in there, the quick start guide, and then this is for charging while the phone is in the dual screen. We'll play with that a little bit later on in the video, but this is dope. All right. Now, you know, ladies and gentlemen, the S20 Ultra just decided to step up. He had a couple things he wanted to say. Yeah, man, Mr. Pristine, man. I mean, you know, I just feel so threatened that you decided to unbox the V60, and you know, I'm kind of trembling over here in my boots because you know it's just LG is just offering so much bang for the buck, and it has pretty much the same specifications that I do, and I'm just so concerned. Sammy, you should be concerned, okay? You know what I'm saying? But you know, this ain't your video, so another time, another place, I'm gonna need you to scram right now. Know what I'm saying? Give it up for the S20 Ultra, y'all. Yeah, man. Gotta have fun with this, man. Gotta have fun with this. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so here is the V60. And off top, just holding it, it's a big phone. And my man Jay Will stated that. But after holding the S20 Ultra, it is not a problem. As you can see, these phones side by side. I mean, my S20 Ultra has a little bit of a case on it. It's got the Spigen thin case on it, but you can see roughly, I mean, these phones are about the same height. And I think that the V60 seems to be just a tad bit thinner. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like the V60 here as well, you know, with this classy blue. I know that it's got the aluminum frame around the edges, but it kind of looks like a rose gold. Like it kind of looks like rose goldish around the camera. Like that, like that's dope. Like I like that. I like the way that looks. And I just like how the phone is just, it's a big phone, but it's lightweight. It's nowhere near as heavy as this Ultra. Nowhere near as heavy as the Ultra. And stay tuned because I'm going to be comparing these two phones side by side as well. Camera comparison, all that stuff. So stay tuned, you know what I'm saying, because I'm going to have that coverage coming. All right. Now, as I mentioned, 6.8-inch display. I know some people have kind of grumbled about the bezels. That doesn't bother me at all in the least bit, you know what I'm saying, because we're getting a beautiful big screen here. And so I can imagine that viewing content on this device is going to be an absolute joy, just like it is on the Samsung and other big phones that I've had. I mean, so that's not really a big deal. As you can see, we've got the teardrop notch right there. Again, 6.8 inches corner to corner. On the left side of the device, we've got a little antenna line right there. We've got our power button right here that doubles as a sleep button. We also have another antenna line right here up top. We've got a noise canceling microphone right here at the top right of the device. We've got another antenna line, and then here is our SIM tray, and this is a dual nano SIM, and you can also put an SD card in there to expand the memory. To the left of the device, we've got another antenna line. Here's another noise canceling microphone right there. And then here is our volume rocker up and down. And then I believe this is a dedicated Google Assistant button there. Okay, we've got another antenna line right there. And on the bottom of the device, here is our 3.5mm jack, another antenna line, our Type-C port for charging, another noise canceling microphone right there, that tiny little dot, another antenna line, and then here's our bottom firing speaker. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, we've got a dual speaker setup. So we've got a speaker grill down here at the bottom and another one up here up top in the earpiece where you guys can see that in the glare. All right, now on the rear of the device, you see LG, Life's Good, V60, Thin Q, and then here is our camera setup. And again, these cameras do look reminiscent to what we found or what we saw in the S10 and the S10 Plus. But, you know, whatever. It is what it is. I do like the fact that the cameras do not protrude much at all whatsoever. Okay, so, you know, it's definitely not like the protrusion that there is on the S20 Ultra, because these cameras, I mean, they really, really stick out. They really stick out. So I like the fact that the camera hump doesn't stick out that much. And it's just, this is just beautiful. I mean, just this rose gold, you know, casing. with this blue color just really, really looks fancy. All right, it looks pretty dope. All right, so let me see. Go ahead and okay. So while you're in the process of trying to set up the device, new second screen. Select how the second screen will look in LG apps. Okay, so as you can see there's your opportunity to change whether or not you want to have a little more screen real estate while showing the teardrop notch, or you can have the teardrop kind of blocked out and then your phone kind of looks more like a Pixel 4, kind of, sort of, you know what I mean? I mean, the teardrop notch doesn't really bother me, and you can see there, you do have a bit more screen real estate, you know, when you opt to have the teardrop notch showing. So I'm just gonna go with that orientation for now. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and get the phone set up, ladies and gentlemen. I'll get it to the desktop. I'm not going to download any of my applications on the device because I want you guys to see the exact amount of storage that you have on this phone. And I'll be right back once I get to the desktop. All right? All right. I'm going to holler at you in a minute. All right, y'all. We are back in here at the desktop for the LG V60 Think 5 grand. I got to say, after playing with this phone for some hours now, for one, I gotta give this classy blue with this rose gold trim and the rose gold around the camera on top of that blue. That color combination, y'all, is just way too vicious, man. Oh my goodness, man. I mean, at first off, I thought that white one was the one, but I'm actually glad that I got this one, man. Look at this, man. This blue and rose gold. I mean, this is a crazy color combination. The camera lens ain't doing it no justice, y'all. You guys would just have to see this up close, man. But yeah, it's like the aluminum around the device is rose gold. The little trim around the camera is rose gold on that navy blue color. Oh man, so sexy. So, I mean, the S20 Ultra, I mean, it's all black. It's not touching this. iPhone, yeah, it's not touching this LG. You know what I'm saying? None of the phones that I have right now is touching this V60 cosmetically at all. Neither one of them. And I got some nice phones. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, cosmetically, this V60 is killing them, in my personal opinion. All right. Now, after playing with this phone extensively for a few hours now, actually, there's only one gripe that I've got, and I'll cover that in a second, you know, once I get to that point. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the video, I haven't downloaded any of my applications or set up anything because I wanted to give you guys a clear-cut understanding of what you've got fresh out of the box when it comes to your storage. So what we'll do is we'll go into settings and we'll go down to storage, and you can see that, go ahead and zoom in on that. So I've got 30.62 gigabytes in use, and so I've got 97.58 gigabytes free out of 128. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is mainly due to a lot of the bloatware that is on the device, and there's quite a bit of it, especially with T-Mobile, this being a T-Mobile variant. You've got all these T-Mobile applications. You know, you can keep those if you want to. If not, you know, you can uninstall them. But as you can see under the Essentials app, we've got a lot of different things here. I mean, a lot of this stuff are LG applications as well. But then, you know, you've got some carrier bloatware on there as well. There's some games. There's like 5 games on here that I am going to be uninstalling, you know, you guys know I don't game on my phones, man. I'm a console gamer, man. PS4 Pro, looking forward to that PS5. Hopefully later on this holiday season, you know, they're saying that the Xbox One Series X and the PS5 is coming out this holiday season, but with all this COVID-19 madness going on, there may be it may get pushed back to like early 2021 or something like that. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, as far as gaming, I'm PS4 Pro all day, every day. All right. So there's some games, and of course, you know, we've got the whole Google suite. That's no surprise. We've got a game launcher right here. We've got Booking, you know, which is, you know, booking.com, hotels, apartments, and accommodations for traveling and stuff like that. That's going to get uninstalled. We've got Nello for LG or Nebo. I'm not sure what that is, so I'm probably going to be uninstalling that. And then we've got McAfee Security, Tubi. I'm not sure what this is, or Tabai. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but yeah, this just looks like another content streaming app for like shows and movies and stuff like that. Yeah, that's probably going to get deleted because I've already got Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, you know what I'm saying, Amazon, Prime Video, all that. I got all that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the last thing I need right now is another TV and movie streaming network, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy how these things just seem to be popping about the woodwork. But so it does come with its fair share of bloatware. But luckily, you know, if you don't want to keep those things, you do not have to keep those things. All right. Now, as far as security, one of the main features that I love about the phone or LG devices, and they originated this feature, is to double tap to put the screen to sleep. And as you can see, we've got always on display there, but then you can double tap to turn on the screen. And then here's our fingerprint sensor right here. And it's pretty fast, you know what I mean? You really have to put your thumb on it though, just to make sure that it's reading your thumb correctly, or your index finger, or whatever finger you choose to use. But you can see the little icon right there, and you just tap on it. Oh, didn't leave it there long enough. And it just opens right up. And I believe that those little animations are customizable for the fingerprint sensor. But I'm a huge fan of the double tap to sleep and double tap to wake. Now, I don't believe that we have facial recognition on this phone. I didn't see it, and I did look for it. Maybe I need to do more of an extensive search. For some of you, that may be a deal breaker. For me, it's not really a big deal. I'm totally fine with the fingerprint sensor here. It's not a problem, as you can see. As long as you're touching it correctly, it's going to work 100% of the time. All right. Now, getting into the phone's features and functions that I really like. Again, as I mentioned, the double tap, the always on display, the fingerprint sensor. If we pop in the settings, here's one of the main things that I totally don't like, and this is something that I would always get excited about LG devices over. When you go into the settings menu, it would give you the little three dots up here, and you can change the way that the settings menu looked. You could either have it in this list view, which is what this is called, or you can have it in tab view. And tab view would categorize all these different settings under each category. So like if you wanted to hit like display, everything that was under the display settings, you know, was underneath it, or, you know, network or whatever. It was just a different layout than this particular layout. And that's a bummer for me because I'm tired of this layout. I mean, you know, it's like any phone that you go into. I mean, you know, here's my S20 Ultra. I mean, when you hit the settings, look, it's the same. I mean, it looks damn near identical. You know what I mean? You know, I mean, and you know, I like the dark mode. You know, I like how the dark mode looks. But it's pretty much identical, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, just having the ability to have a different look, like, I'm a big fan of that. And I thought that that was going to be something that I was going to find here on the V60, but I guess with the update to Android 10, they decided to get rid of that tab view feature under the settings. And I mean, even with the iPhone here, this is my iPhone 11. I mean, you know, when you go to the settings, I mean, it's same thing. You know what I mean? You know, I've got dark mode enabled, and, you know, it's, you know, everything is just in this list view, a scrolling like this. LG was like the only ones that gave you a different way to look at your settings menu by being able to switch to that tab view. And they took that away. And so now that's my only gripe that I've got with the V60, because I was really looking forward to that. And I just knew that that was going to be a feature that was going to be on here. And because of the fact that I skipped over the V50, you know, it's been a while since I've had an LG device. And actually, I kind of missed that. And so I was looking forward to getting that back here on the V60 ThinQ 5G, only to find that it is no longer available. And so I'm not really a big fan of that. Now, that's not a determining factor. I'm not just saying, oh, well, this phone is going to be a catch and release and I'm going to return it or get rid of it just because it doesn't have that feature. It's, I mean, all the settings and things that I need are all still here. I was just looking forward to being able to look at them in that tab type view. LG was the only one in their skin that gave you the option to look at it in list view, which is what this is, or to switch it to tab view, which kind of switched up the way the settings looked completely. And I was a big fan of that. All right, but it's no longer here, so whatever. You know, that's my only gripe. Now that that's out of the way, let's proceed under the settings. Now we've got network and internet. We've got connected devices. That's where you're going to find your Bluetooth, screen sharing, NFC. So there's NFC, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't catch that when I read off the additional features, there's NFC right there. So you do have the ability to, you know, tap and pay, share content. You know what I mean by tapping the phones together, you know, to share content, all those kind of things. You can do that. Now, LG also, they now have what's called LG Pay. And this is a pay service that is similar, you know, to Apple Pay and Google Pay. You know, LG, they have their own little pay service now, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, I may set it up, I may not, you know what I mean? You know, I've gotten very used to Apple Pay and Samsung Pay. Google Pay, I'll use it every now and then. So I guess it's, you know, LG, they're trying to, you know, keep people locked into their own little ecosystem. And, you know, I understand that. I mean, I understand, you know, why there's an LG Pay. I'm not going to say that it's totally unnecessary. Some may feel that way, but I understand LG's approach with adding that. But is that going to be something that I'm going to use? Probably not, just because I've already gotten so established with other mobile pay options. But it is good to see. And, you know, you got to make sure that NFC is on if you're using that feature. So we've got sharing panel, file sharing, media server, mirror link, and printing. Go out of that. Now, under our sound settings, we've got sound profile, God, I can't read, profile. And then under volumes, as kind of like what we find on Samsung's devices, I like the fact that LG gives you the ability to customize volumes for different things. I mean, so you can toggle the volume for your ringtone, you can toggle the volume for your notifications, and other things, as opposed to most Android phones. They force you to have the ringtone and your notification tone be the same volume. You know what I mean? And a lot of times that can prove to be problematic, because if you have a ringtone that is just glaring loud, but then your notification tone isn't operating at the same frequency that your ringtone does, and it may be significantly lower. You know what I mean? And then it's just like, okay, well, if you turn the volume up to hear your notifications, well, then you may be turning your ringtone up higher than what you like for it to be. So then you go and turn it down, and now you can't hear your notifications. So I think it's a good idea to give us, the consumers, the ability to toggle the different volumes where we want them. You know what I'm saying? So if it's like, if I want my notifications to be high, I should be able to set it high and it not affect my ringtone, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So I like the fact that we now have the ability to do that here on the V60. It wasn't always like that on LG devices. I mean, it was kind of similar to a lot of other LG phones or Android phones. And I find that Samsung was like really one of the only ones that gave you the ability to customize, you know, the volume for your ringtone, you know, your notifications, and, you know, the volumes for your other things as well, like your alarms or just your system volume. You know what I mean? So I like that. Like I like that that LG implemented that here on the V60. I'm a big fan of that. All right, now we've got ringtone notification sound, ring with vibration, ringtone ID, flash alert for incoming calls. So that's just like the LED on the back of the phone. You know, it will flash. Wait, actually, let me see. Because I didn't see anything about there being, well, that feature was turned off. And so if there's a blinking LED light, I would know it because that feature was turned off. So I'm going to leave that on. And I think that's either going to be an LED that's going to flash with certain notifications, or it's just going to be the LED light on the back of the flashlight that flashes really bright when certain notifications come in. Not exactly sure, but I'm going to find out once I get the phone set up and I get some notifications in. All right, so we've got do not disturb, sound quality, and effects. Now, here is where you can customize, you know, the sounds of your ringtones, your notification tones, different sound effects, all those things. So you got volume, normalized volume, then you've got an equalizer, and then you've got LG 3D sound engine. All right, and what this is, when you turn it on, it's going to give you some different presets, which is auto, cinema, music, and voice. And you can choose whichever one you want to choose to your liking in order for your sounds to be tailor-made for how you would want them to be. All right. So I like the fact that, you know, LG gives you that. And then here are the settings for that hi-fi quad DAC. And so when you plug in to the bottom of this bad boy, then these things are going to light up and you're going to have options to play with those to really customize those headphones to sound how you want them to sound. And I mean, this quad hi-fi DAC, I mean, it's going to give you presets to choose from. It's going to give you a full-on equalizer for you to completely customize your sound the way that you want to. All right, so again, shout out to LG for keeping that 32-bit hi-fi quad DAC on board. That's pretty big. That's major. All right, so we'll go out of that. And then you've got vibration strength. I mean, so if you want to customize, you know, the vibration strength for incoming calls, notifications, or vibrate on tap, you know, you can do that. You know what I mean? And so I love the more things that I can customize, ladies and gentlemen, the better, because that just means I can customize more things and really tailor make the phone to my liking. And a lot of times when I have phones, even if I have the same phone that I know somebody else has, I still want my phone to be as different as it possibly can be from somebody else's. You see what I'm saying? So it's like the more things that we've got to customize, in my eyes, the better. You know, the better. All right, so we'll get out of that. So yeah, vibration strength, vibration type, vibrate on tap, dialing keyboard sound, LG keyboard sound, touch sound, screen lock sound. And then on the bottom here, you know, if there's something that based on the category, the phone is going to just assume that you could be looking for other things that you may not see. And so there's going to be these little suggestions at the bottom. And I've seen that on Samsung phones as well. So you've got apps where it says looking for something else, apps, lock screen notification, and message, call, voice notifications. And so if you are looking for one of those things and you're not finding it in the settings, then you can just tap on that and it's going to take you right to where that particular setting lives, which is pretty nice. All right, so under sounds, we've got notification, display. Oop, I had wallpaper and themes, my bad. Okay, so display. So we've got home screen, and if we hit home screen, this is just gonna give us our home screen options. Select home, wallpaper, screen swipe effect. This is how I get that carousel effect. This is what I go to change the screen effect when I'm scrolling. So if you wanted to scroll side scrolling, like the conventional way of scrolling, then you just hit side. And it's going to give you a little tutorial on that. Breeze. That's what breeze looks like. Panorama. That's what panorama looks like. And then carousel. That's where it's just like, you know, you flip it and it just looks like the apps are coming out at you. It's like a 3D effect. And that's another thing that I've also really liked about LG devices. And I think that LG phones also revolutionized that particular function as far as being able to customize your swipe feature. Like no other phone was doing that back in the day. Only LG, they originated that. They originated the wide angle lens. They originated, you know, your ability to be able to customize your swipe effect. You know what I'm saying? I mean, among other things. And so I'm telling you, man, LG gets slept on. I mean, they've been the leader in some of the coldest innovations that we've seen in cell phones, but yet they never get recognized for these things. But see, I don't forget. You know what I mean? So like I said, LG, they ain't cutting me no checks. They ain't paying me. I'm just keeping it honest with you. You know what I'm saying? It's about time that LG starts getting the credit that they deserve, because a lot of these other phones, these Samsungs, these Apples, these Pixels, these Huawei's, these Xiaomi's or whatever, LG is right up there with them cats, man. They are. You know what I'm saying? And this phone right here is just another testament to that. All right. So, I mean, you know, changing your swipe effect, you can change your icon effects. You know what I'm saying? If you want your icons to look differently, you've got original, you've got rounded square, you've got round, or you've got cylinder. And so, you know, you can change your icons. I mean, actually, no, I'm gonna keep it on cylinder because that looks dope. Like, you know, see, a lot of you guys be thinking that I be changing my launchers. All I do is I just dig through these phones and I find out what I can customize versus what I can't. And I may change the wallpaper. You know, I put my apps where I want them to be, and I'll change like I'll change like icon shapes and all kind of stuff just to give it a different look and feel. I never put other launchers on my phones. I'm always rocking with whatever the default launcher is out the box. I just change the look of the phone. You see what I'm saying? And so it's stuff like this that enables me to do that. All right. So you got to change the icon shape. Google Feed. That's when you swipe hard to the right on your home screen and it'll take you to your Google Feed. I'll show you that in a second. Sort apps by, hide apps, search, and then home screen lock. And so that's going to be all under home screen right there. Then you've got your navigation bar. Okay. So right now I've got it on gestures, or you can have it on buttons. Okay, and so I will zoom out of this real quick so you can kind of see. You see the buttons there on the bottom. Those are your navigation buttons. And of course, you can control the orientation of those buttons if your little heart desires to do so. So some of you guys may like your back button being on the left, home in the middle, recents being on the far right. Well, I like to reverse that if I'm going to rock with the buttons. And what you do is I'm just going to take the home button, put it right there on the right, or keep the back button on the right, home button in the middle, recents on the left. But then, you know what I mean? A lot of times, you know, there's like a little, you know, 3 fingers that we got to swipe down for a screenshot or go across the screen with our palm. Where, well, with the LG device, if you want to take a screenshot, you can just add it right here to the bottom buttons. And whenever you want to capture something on your screen, you just hit that button right there. How convenient is that? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and then, you know, if you want to, you know, have your notifications like at the top, scrolling down from the top. Let's just go back here. Rather than, you know, because this phone is pretty tall, rather than having, you know, and this is a two-handed operation. If you scroll down from anywhere else, it's just going to take you to the quick search. But if you're trying to access your notifications, you're going to have to go all the way to the top and swipe down. Well, if you don't want to do that, you can just hit the little button right there and it's going to bring you to all your notifications. And if you want to get rid of it, you just hit the button and it goes back up. How convenient is that? Right? I mean, now I like how, you know, the gestures look, because I like to have more of that full screen, you know, really, you know, full screen. I want to take full screen advantage of the screen. And so I'm probably going to do away with the buttons, but just for the sake of this video, I'm going to keep the buttons up because I feel like I can navigate a little better while I'm talking to you guys. If you want to do one-handed mode, you just simply swipe over from the left to the right, hold to the middle, and here's your one-handed mode. Okay. You saw the screen go down. Okay. Then you just tap anywhere on the screen to bring it back up. Now, if you swipe to your right, this is your Google Now feed. And let me tell you what I like most about this Google Now feed. That's a little different. Zoom in here a little bit. All right. Now, this is the Google Now feed. As you can see, I've got tons of information about phones, football, video games. You know, that Resident Evil 3 is coming out tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the, hashtag RE crew. You know what I'm saying? Looking forward to that Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. I'm on that. I'm on that. But then you see right here at the top left where it says Google. Now this is my Google feed. And then right here on the top right, it says T-Mobile. Right? Now T-Mobile, they've got their own suite and stuff on the phone. Now if I want to go to T-Mobile and all of their apps, I can just click on that. And this is going to, oh, well, they've got like their own little news feed or whatever like that. So if I want to access that, I just hit T-Mobile. And this is just like another news feed that T-Mobile provides. And this isn't the first time that I've seen this. I've seen this from different, different carriers. I mean, they've got their own little, news feed or whatever, or information sources. And so this is T-Mobile's version of that. I've never played with this. I mean, I'll customize it or whatever to see how useful it is. But I mean, I'm so used to Google, maybe I won't touch it. But I mean, if I want to go back to Google, you just simply right there, top left, and boom, it takes me right back to my Google feed to all the relevant information that I normally peep out on a day in and day out basis, right? I like that. Like, I'm a big fan of that. I mean, if it was just the Google feed, I'm cool, because usually if you have the ability to swipe hard to the right to bring up a news source, Google feed is like my top pick for a lot of the bits and pieces of news that I like to get. But if I ever wanted to access this T-Mobile thing for whatever reason, all I got to do is just tap it right there and it goes right to it. You see what I'm saying? And it's seamless. Google, T-Mobile. That's pretty dope. Like, I'm a big fan of that. All right. So we'll get up out of that and we'll take it back to settings. All right. So under display, so we've got the navigation bar, and this is where you go to, I'm sorry, that's always on display. We go to the navigation bar, and this is where you can do gestures only or buttons only. And then, like I said, I mean, you go to button combination, and this is where you can place your buttons where you want them. Okay, we'll go back out of that. You've got comfort view, you've got night mode, which is what it's in right now. And so, when you take it off of night mode, then everything goes light. But for me, I can just see things better, much better, in night mode, and I've gotten so used to all my devices being on night mode, and so I just rock it that way. All right, but that's where you go to change your night mode, or if you want it to be white, then you can change it back. We've got screen color, so this is where you can change your screen color. So you've got, and here we've got some presets here. So we've got auto, cinema, sports, game, photos, web, expert, and then down here you can change your color temperature to warm or cool. And then you can change your RGB. You know what I mean? So LG clearly makes that fully customizable for you to change. And mind you, this is not a quad HD panel. Okay, this is a full 1080p POLED display. And like I said earlier at the top of the video, I don't need a quad HD display. This 1080p display is absolutely gorgeous. And it's kind of hard to decipher it between other displays that are quad HD. You know what I'm saying? So give me this full POLED 1080p display, and all the features and functions and in the internal specifications for $700 or $800 when everybody else is paying $1,200, $1,300, $1,400, $1,500 for a device of this same caliber with these same specs with a quad HD display. You know what I'm saying? I'm completely fine with this 1080p POLED panel. And I think LG has proven with this panel that you don't necessarily need a quad HD display. You don't. You know what I'm saying? It's just another one of the features that comes on a device to help jack up the doggone price. You know what I'm saying? It's not a necessity to me. It's really not. All right. Now, so that's your screen color. Video enhancer. Okay, we've got that. We got font size, display size, app scaling, brightness. You see where my brightness is at. My brightness is at 53%. This phone gets plenty bright. You're not going to have any problems viewing it on any kind of lighting conditions whatsoever. You shouldn't, at least. Screen timeout, auto rotate screen, screensaver, one-handed mode, and I've already showed that. Like I said, you just swipe over from the right, hold, and then this is your one-handed mode right there. Tap anywhere in the screen to go back to your full screen orientation. All right, now we'll get out of display. We've got wallpapers and themes. Okay, and these are currently what we're working with at the moment. And, you know, these are some nice wallpapers to really show off, you know, how beautiful this screen gets. We'll just keep it on the default one for now. All right. Then we've got lock screen and security, privacy, location, extensions. So if we tap on extensions, this is where we've got smart cleaning, context awareness. Now let's go to context awareness. Now, with content awareness, the phone can change settings, open apps, and remind you of things based on your usage and location. Now that's pretty dope. And what this is going to do, this is going to help you be able to better manage the types of content that you're using. It's going to help you manage how long you're using this content. If you're just trying to get more of a handle, like say if you feel like you use certain apps way too much and you want to kind of wean away from some of those things to where you're not spending as much time on them, then, you know, content awareness is going to help you with that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so I like that. I mean, I think all of us, you know what I'm saying, from time to time get caught up. Like for me, it's like text messaging, because my boys, you know, we're on this group chat and I spend hours texting. A lot of times I'm just like, yo, I'm trying to fall back from that. You know what I'm saying? So like content awareness, it's stuff like that that's going to keep track of exactly how long. It's going to tally up the amount of time that I spend text messaging to where I can be able to look at it and look at the total time and be like, whoa, that is way too damn much texting. I need to fall back. Among other things, I'm just using text messaging as an example because I know that's something that I do often. That's like something that I do the most on my phone. And so the most time that I spend on my phone is texting. I do that the most over viewing content, over listening to music, all that type of stuff is texting. I mean, I go crazy with the texting. All right. So content awareness is going to help you with those things if you're trying to get a handle on these things. Okay. And this is, you know, at home, away from home, at work, off work, when earphones are plugged in, when Bluetooth devices is connected. It's going to help you manage all these different scenarios and all these different locations. You see what I'm saying? That's pretty dope. All right. Now let's get out of that. All right. Smart cleaning. What that's going to do, that's just going to monitor, you know, your internal storage, your memory. If you want to optimize the phone, it's going to help you be able to close out and recognize things that aren't being used, that are maybe draining your battery or just taking up space on your phone, that may be kind of keeping it from running at an optimal level. You can be able to clear those things out with this tool right here and keep your phone functioning at an optimal level all the time, every day, all day. You know what I'm saying? So, and then we've got battery usage, battery saver, and then test hardware. So if you feel as though your hardware is fugazi, right? Those of you that don't know what that means, if you feel like it's janky or just not working properly, well, test hardware is where you can go to test the functionality of the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth, the cameras, the proximity sensor, the light sensor, the fingerprint sensor, the accelerometer, the gyroscope, or the magnometer or the magnetometer, or however you pronounce it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be able to test, or you can just test all. If you feel like all these things aren't really working properly, then you can test all these things and the phone is just going to do like a quick diagnostic. And if there's a problem, it's going to tell you that there's a problem. And it's also going to tell you how to troubleshoot that problem to fix it so that it's no longer a problem. You see what I'm saying? How smart is that? Like, I like that. And I've seen this feature on other devices, but I can't say that I've seen it on too many devices. And so the fact that it's here on the V60, I'm a fan of that. You know what I mean? And I'm always wanting to make sure that my phone is operating at an optimal level all the time. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a very, very useful tool. All right. Now, we'll get up out of that. Okay. So personalized services. Click on that. Nothing really there. Gaming, screen recording, dual app, pin. Okay, pin key shortcuts, pin pop shortcuts, memo preview, drawing sound, show pointer. Hold up a second, because I know that this phone doesn't come with a pin at all whatsoever, but maybe this is just for like if you have like a third-party stylus or something that you can use it, you know what I'm saying, use it with. Interesting. Oh, okay, this feature is available only for the stylus pin. Okay, well, I'm just gonna turn this off because I don't have a stylus pen, nor did I real. Hold up, let me take a look around this joint, because if there's a section for a stylus pen in this joint, it's gonna be a problem. It's really gonna be a problem for Samsung. Okay, yeah, see, oh, that blue and rose gold. Oh my goodness, what a thing of beauty. Okay, yeah, I don't see a stylus pen here. So maybe that's if, I don't know, you have a Stylo 4 or 5 and you can take the stylus pen from one of those and use it with this. You know what I'm saying? But I guess, you know, if you do have a stylus pen, then you can turn on these things and you'll be able to use that stylus pen and its features, which is pretty dope. I just don't have a stylus pen, so that's why I turn those things off. All right, shortcuts, knock on, increased touch sensitivity. That's like if you want to navigate your phone while you're wearing like gloves or something on like a cold day, then you can increase the sensitivity so you can be able to tap and touch your screen and navigate while you're wearing those gloves. All right. Looking for something else, then you got LG mobile switch and screen color. So that's everything that falls under the extensions category. Then we got apps, battery, storage, accounts, digital well-being and parental controls, Google, system, accessibility, support. Now under system, we've got the update center, language and keyboard, date and time, memory. Okay, that just shows the memory right there. Restart and reset, about phone, regulatory and safety. Now we'll go to about phone. And as you can see here, I'll go ahead and zoom in on this. As you can see, we've got Android 10, EUMI information, all that type of stuff. We'll go to status. Okay, that's not really showing much there. Software info, again, Android 10. We are on the Android security patch for February. I'm thinking that's probably because I haven't put in my SIM card. I think once I take my main SIM card out of my iPhone 11 here and pop it into my LG V60, then I probably will get the update for March. And I know that we're at the, well, today is April 1st. So we're out of March. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so I'm pretty sure that once I pop my SIM card in this phone that I'm going to get the March update. Or I'm hoping so at least. So we'll go ahead and zoom out of that. But as you can see, we are on the latest operating system. You can see Android 10 there, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And I like this, the way this looks. You know, looks kind of like Samsung and OnePlus. Or maybe that's just an Android 10 thing. I don't know. But, you know, when you go to About Phone, I just like the way that layout looks. All right. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty much it for a lot of the features and stuff under the settings. I was looking for like gestures, but I don't see a lot of gestures aside from you know, the knock on and the knock, you know, the double tap to put the phone to sleep and double tap to wake. Let's see, under accessibilities, vision, hearing, motor, and cognition. I know that sometimes there's like gestures underneath the accessibility app that people may want to take advantage of. Digital well-being, your digital well-being tools and parental controls. Yeah, I think that's about it as far as like gestures and all that kind of thing. Okay, so again, just open up a couple of applications, pop into Google real quick. You see how quickly that that loaded up. And Google Pixel 3 and 3 XL officially delisted. They're no longer selling the Pixel 3 and the Pixel 3 XL, huh? Okay, well, you know, the 4 is out, and you know, the 4A and all that's getting ready to come out. So that's really no surprise to me at all whatsoever. See my man Lou right there. He's got the Huawei P40 Pro unboxing and camera test. I'll check that out a little later on. Yeah, let's pop over to YouTube real quick. And you see, it's my man Jay Will. Something's wrong with my LG V60 Thin Q. You asked for it. Jay. Oh man, don't tell me you having problems, bro. Come on, Jay. I'm gonna have to see what Jay talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to see what he's talking about. All right, and whatever issues he's having with his, I hope I don't start having with mine. You know what I'm saying? All right, but you see how quickly that loaded up, and then of course we'll just go to the recents real quick, and you see all these things that I've been going in. They're all just in the RAM right there. But certain things, you know, like YouTube or whatever, you know, it's right there. No need to reload it. Google, yeah, you guys get the hint. You know, the RAM works well. Gaming on this phone, you're not going to have a problem. Now, let's get to these cameras. Okay, so we're going to the camera app, and we'll go ahead and scroll out a little bit so you guys can see a little bit. Now, oh, my bad. Okay, so under the camera app, ladies and gentlemen, we've got, see here, we've got photo, and they got it set up to where you can like swipe on the screen to get to the different settings. So we've got photo, portrait, sticker, and then under more, we've got, you can see that we've got night view, panorama, manual camera, manual video, slow-mo, YouTube live, and AR stickers. And we can customize these to be down in this list if that's what we want to do. But for now, I'm just going to leave it as is. Oh, didn't mean to go out of the camera app. And then if we swipe the other way, we've got video and time lapse. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and go back to photo now under the settings. Okay, we've got auto scene optimizer, action shot, composition, tips, photo size. Okay, so for the photo size, we got 4.3, 64 megapixel, 4.3, 16 megapixel, 4x3, 6.1 megapixel, 16 by 9. You got a list of them. And I'll just go ahead and zoom in on that real quick so you guys can check those out, and just, you know, pause the video real quick so you can read over them all real quick. And those are the different photo sizes. All right. Now, HDR, got that on auto. Save as HEIF. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Live photo, tracking focus, grid, got that turned on. Voice shutter, that's just like you hold the camera up and you say cheese or something like that. It gives you like different little verbal prompts to take a photo. All right, you can just basically snap a photo with the sound of your voice. We've got add signature, which is just a watermark, which I've already added one. Tag locations, and then help. All right, now if we go to video and then go to settings, then you can see this is where we've got a different set of settings. So we've got video resolution, and as you can see right here, we've got 8K recording at 16 by 9. We've got 4K recording, and that's at 30 frames per second for the 8K. Okay, so we've got 4K at 60 or 30 frames. We've got full 1080p at 60 frames. And then we can scale it down to 720. And then we can scale it down either further than that to full vision, full HD, or full vision HD. All right, so those are the different video resolution options that we've got. We've got HDR10 plus, save as HEVC, steady recording, tracking focus, grid, tag, icons, or locations, and help. All right, so you see we've got tons of things that we can play with here, and you know we've got that. If we go over here to more and go to manual camera, you can see here that we've got a whole slew of things that we can change. Okay, the white balance, the autofocus, the EV, I'm not sure what that is, the ISO, the saturation. I mean, you can customize, you could change just about anything, right? I mean, so it's just like you really have like a pro style camera to really customize photos and video, and you also have a pro video. so you can like customize video how you want it. And again, I mean, this is what I was talking about as far as like all you content creators out there that want to just create a lot of top-notch content with a cell phone, or if you're running a YouTube channel and you want to do it with the cell phone, the V series device here is what you want. You know what I'm saying? It's what you want. So we'll go out of that and we'll slide back over to photo here. And then here at the top, this is the 4:3 ratio, or we can go 16:9 or 1:1. Let's just go to 4:3. Here is the different little filters. This little icon right here, when you tap on that, you've got these little filters that all pop up that help you change like the lighting, change the color temperature, all that kind of thing. All right, this is the flash. I'm just gonna keep that off. And then this is the timer. Okay. So I'm just gonna take a couple of photos here real quick. Okay. So this is my daughter's little puppy dog pals. Those of you that got small kids, toddlers, I'm sure you know what the puppy dog pals are. They love them. These cute little dogs. I mean, they love their cartoon. It's a cute little show, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, they got a bunch of these little toys, and you know, they're kind of colorful, and they would just seem like they would be, you know, good to take a photo of. And that's a really, really good photo. Detail and color reproduction is spot on. And so, yeah, I mean, these cameras, I'm very excited about the dedicated camera review that I'm planning on doing for this phone. This was another selfie that I took earlier today. Looks really good. I mean, the lighting, everything in the room looks as it was. Nothing seems to be oversaturated or undersaturated or anything like that. I mean, so, and just real quick, you know, I'll just take a quick selfie real quick. Switch the selfie camera around. Quick shutter speed. Boom. That's a nice picture as far as the quality. Very nice picture. Right here in the right corner, shot on LG V60. Some little watermark, and I like the fact that you can type in a watermark so that it's customized to say what you want it to say. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan of that. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that's really all that I've got to show for the brand new LG V60 Thin Q. Now, really quickly, we have got the we've got the case here, and we've got the dual screen case, and I put it in earlier. And basically, what you do is the only thing that I wasn't a big fan on with this case is how hard it is to get the phone out of the case. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like I was like almost bending the phone a bit to try to get it out of this case, and I'm not a big fan of that. Like, I didn't bend my phone, but I'm just saying, like, the way that I had to get the phone out of the case once I had it in it, I wasn't feeling it. But basically what this phone does is you put the phone here. There's a little Type-C port right there you put the phone in here like this, and you slide it in. Okay? And what that does is the phone enables the second screen right here. And I mean, I'm gonna have to play with it a little more. And so I have more information about that in the full pristine review. Because I just want to make sure that I'm doing this right and that I'm not damaging either the second screen or my phone. But what this does is it adds a dual screen situation. And it's nice because this screen right here basically mirrors the screen that's on your V60. And I was watching some UFC knockouts, and a cool thing, you can have the phone sitting in this particular orientation, and you can have the second screen sitting up like that, and you can just be viewing your content. And it's like, you don't need like a kickstand or anything like that. I mean, it's good for stuff like that. It's good for multitasking. It's good for, you know, being able to do two separate things at once. you know, so on the actual phone, which is here, you can be, you know, doing something, watching a YouTube video or shopping on Amazon or something like that. Then over here, you know, you can have another YouTube video going on or checking your emails or all that kind of thing. I mean, so it gives you the ability to multitask with two different things at once on two separate screens. And I'm a big fan of that. So I'm gonna, you know, I'm probably gonna pair that up against the Galaxy Fold, because I know that, you know, rather than making an actual foldable device, LG was like, well, we're just gonna make a accessory that turns the phone into a foldable device, because when you snap the phone in it, it's gonna give you a second screen, right? So I'm gonna test that out and see, you know what I'm saying, is it better just to have a conventional folding device that you can just unfold and use? Or is it better or more convenient to have an accessory that turns your phone into a dual screen experience? What do you guys think about that? Things that make me go, Well, that's all I got, ladies and gentlemen, for the full unboxing of the LG V60 ThinQ 5G. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to expose yourself to tons of more videos that I've done like this one. And be sure to check out my catalog, because I've got so many videos like this. Be sure to hit that notifications bell, because I've got so much more content to come. All right. Much love to all of my subscribers. Thank you all for rocking with me. All the new subscribers, welcome to the journey. I appreciate your subscription and just you stumbling across my channel and seeing something that caught your attention that warranted your subscription. I appreciate that. I'm gonna keep getting my hands on these devices, making these videos to help you guys make an informed decision on what your next smartphone purchase is gonna be. That's what I do this for. All right. So again, I hope everybody's staying safe and well. My condolences to those people out there that are suffering from the coronavirus, those that have lost loved ones and that are grieving lost loved ones over the coronavirus. Now is a very, very critical time for our nation, ladies and gentlemen. And so please, if you haven't gotten spiritually fit, please do so, because getting close with God and being spiritually fit and connected is what we need right now. It's what's going to help pull us through these times. All right. So I'm not going to take a lot of time preaching to you, but I am going to say, if you haven't gotten spiritually fit, please do. Trust in God. Practice good, safe hand hygiene. Try to stay 6 feet away from people. Try to stay at home if you can. Stay away from large crowds, because a lot of people are walking around spreading this virus who don't even know that they have it, because the symptoms lay dormant, or they're asymptomatic, which means that they just don't have any symptoms yet. The safest bet is to stay at home. All right. So stay home, trust in the Lord, wash your hands, and keep it pristine in every aspect of your lives. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.